Are your kitchen and bathroom way overdue for a remodel? Well, I got the guy for you. Call John Sellers at First Response Contracting, 484-256-7136. Both residential and commercial services, and he's licensed and insured. Call him at 484-256-7136. First Response Contracting. Hello, this is Brad Weisman. You're listening to Real Estate and You. We are back in the studio. And we have a really cool guest today. I've been trying to get this guy on my show for probably about 2 years. He kept blowing me off and saying, no, I don't want to be on your show. You're not good enough for me. All these different things. But no, it's Freddy Vasquez. It's here. He is amazing. He has his own podcast. You have your own, digital marketing company. Yeah. You are doing a lot, man.
Yeah, pretty busy, bro.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. And that was all a bunch of crap, by the way.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. No, we have been talking about this. I see you at Cloud9, and how many times did I say, I got to get you on the show. I got to get you on the show.
That's true.
And we just finally made it happen, and I'm so glad we did because I love your podcast. I love what you're doing there. And you have two. You have Fred Talk and you have Fred Talk Flow, and I'm really kind of into the whole flow thing. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I dig it. It's just about talking without having to talk to other people.
Yeah.
Just getting my thoughts out there.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, it is. I'm really into writing, but I just don't have time to write.
Oh,
sit there
interesting.
And get my thoughts together.
Right.
So I just, when I'm doing shows, if I have some time, I got my own Hugo. McCookie, Joseph McCookie there. And I'm like, McCookie, throw the camera on me. And I start just blaring out things that have been in my mind for,
I love that.
How long. Yeah.
It was really good. You did one and people should listen to this. They should definitely go see or listen to Fred Talk Flow because it's really cool. And the other show's great too because you have guests on and you do kind of what I do. But I like the uniqueness of the flow part, the Fred Talk Flow, because there was a segment you did, and I brought that up before we even started recording, was about, getting older.
Yeah, immortality, man. We don't have
immortality. Yes. Yeah. If you could fix that, we would all have a lot of money. Or maybe we'd run out of money because we lived too long.
Too full,
it would be too full. This planet can't handle who's on it now. But no, seriously, that was really, it hit home. Because I turned 53 and you said you're 44. Yeah. So, it starts to, when you start getting towards the other half, you start thinking of those things that we're not going to be here forever.
No, man. No. And for me, it's, trying to do as much as I can now. Yeah. And I have my own thoughts about my own mortality and when I think I'm going to take a, exit stage left, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
So I don't let a lot of things affect me anymore. I don't let money bother me anymore.
Good for you.
That's my number one thing, which a lot of people think it might sound egotistical or I'm too full of myself, and that's nothing could be further from the truth. I'm just at a point now where I'm like, money, just make more of it.
Yeah.
Just make more of it. I'm not going to let it stop me from doing whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, there's a definition, and I'll probably screw it up, but there's a definition for wealth that I heard from Gary Keller from Keller Williams. And it was more about wealth. It's wealth. Wealth is not about money. Mm-hmm. It's about doing what you want.
Yeah, dude.
When you want, with who you want, for as long as you want.
I'm into that, man. It's beautiful.
Seriously, because that means different things to very different people.
Right on.
If I'm somebody that likes to just fish in a little rowboat, I don't need as much money to be wealthy.
Right.
Right,
man.
But if I'm somebody that needs Lamborghinis and big houses and boats and cars and all these things, it's a different level. Then you need more money.
I dig that for sure. Cause for me, I tell people, for me to be happy on Sundays, I just need to be chilling on the couch, watching dumb TV.
Yeah.
Cause I don't want to think.
Yeah,
I think
get it.
5-6 days a week.
Yep.
People are telling, how do I sell this, that? You know how hard it is to try to sell different industries?
Oh, man.
Just think about that for a second. You're talking about a towing company or, a chiropractic company or a pet sitting company.
Yeah.
So my brain's rocking 24/7 constant. So Sunday, I'm wealthy because I can sit on a couch and watch Bob's Burgers and laugh. And
that's awesome.
And I'm rich.
I love that. Yeah. And that is so true. Right, Hugo?
No, that's right. That's
you
cool.
feel that way? Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's something where we're evolving a little bit as humans or as a community. We're evolving that. One of the things they said back in the 80s, money was everything.
Yep.
It was about status. It was about material things. And I think we've evolved to a point where we're starting to realize that those things definitely do not bring happiness.
Yep.
They don't.
Definitely
because we see how many people in the world today that have everything they want. And they're committing suicide. They're on lots of drugs. They're searching for something that's just not there. So
miserable.
Yeah, they're miserable.
It's sad.
It's exactly
and
right.
It sucks because I hate when that happens because I personally love like I still am not totally over Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Chris Cornell I was like, dude, of all the people.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
You think they have everything and then they go and do that. It's amazing. So let's move on with more about Freddy here. So you have this company that you do digital marketing and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Tell me, how did you get into that?
Fell into it, bro.
Fell into it
because I wanted to be.
So this wasn't your dream?
Nope.
This wasn't like you're in 8th grade and all of a sudden, boom, I got it.
I wanted to be a rock star, man, just like you.
Just like me.
Like you,
damn
Brad.
It. So we are both losers in the music field.
Well, you were on Star Search, dude.
Yeah,
so
but
that was bigger than me, bro.
Yeah, Ed McMahon was a jerk anyway. So
you always, they always say that about people you know, right?
That's so true. Yes. So so you were in a band. Yeah. You were going to be a rock star.
Yeah, that was it.
And then that didn't happen.
No, man. I had a kid. I had a kid early. My Angelina, I loved her to death.
Oh.
I don't consider it a mistake or anything. I just had the kids. I had to stick around. I had to be home more. That and like other things happened. But it's hard. Here's the thing. I wanted to be like a heavy metal rock star.
Right.
Anything about music. You know how hard that is. Not only to be a rock star in general. Now
people don't realize how hard it is. Yeah, yeah, dude. It is the music industry. Getting into the music industry is one of the hardest friggin' things to do.
Yep.
It really is. Now, do you think? Let's see if you think the way I think. Do you think if social media and all that was out, it would have been easier?
I mean, would I have made it? Who knows?
Or broke it? What it did is, I think it allows another way to break through.
Well, I wish I would have had it because my whole life was that band back then.
Yeah.
That's all I did. I did nothing else. It was all about the band. And I sat there having to make flyers and passing them out to real individuals in person.
That's so
different. And I always think to myself, because of my knowledge, if I could have just been able to if I could have had Spotify.
Oh my gosh. I know.
Forget about it, dude.
Forget about it. So you're from Long Island, I heard.
Yeah, New York, Long Island, New York City.
Is that where forget about it came from?
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to my wife the other day. I was like, I'm Spanish. Like, I'm Latino, and my wife, my mom's from Brooklyn.
Okay.
All kinds of things,
cool.
going on. My dad's from Ecuador, but I told my wife the other day, I'm like, I think I'm more Italian.
Yeah.
Than Spanish because of who I hung out with. All my buddies were Italian.
You come across that way.
Yeah, I'm just not Italian.
You're just not Italian. Just not there. Do you like Italian food?
Well, dude, I love all kinds of food.
Yeah, so do I. So do I. All right, let's go back. So you fell into the design and you just started getting into it because of making cassette covers? Or
yeah, just, for my band. We needed cassette covers, CD covers, flyers, and then I started doing it for other bands.
For those of you in the audience that don't know what a cassette is.
That's true. Very good point.
Yeah. Hugo's like, what in the hell is a cassette?
Yeah, dude.
A cassette was a thing that you would have put in your car or in a cassette player and play it,
I needed a pencil to wind it up.
Oh my gosh, dude. Remember those days when it would come out and you had to use the pencil?
Man.
Oh my God. Look it up. That's what I'm going to tell you. Google cassette and then you'll figure out what a cassette is. But so you did that. And then how does it go from that though to where it is now?
MySpace.
Oh my God, I forgot about MySpace.
All the bands that wanted us to do their MySpace page became
unbelievable,
almost overwhelming because my wife had this great idea of contacting signed bands. Wow. And so we were able to get bands like Raw, was like a pop band, and then it was like Earth Crisis and Black Dahlia Murder. But then
these sound like some pretty rough bands, by the way.
But the best part was that led us up to Five Finger Death Punch.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you tired of looking at your car covered in road salt and winter grime? Or not quite getting the results you would like to see from the car wash? Well, I've got just the solution for you. The Detail Shop, your go-to destination for premium auto detailing. Which is the big one you said.
Yeah.
See, I don't know that band.
Yeah, they're huge, man.
Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah, huge.
So just like Barry Manilow kind of music?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's exactly who they're big, just as big as Manilow amongst some.
I've never. So they were big,
huge.
And you did what for them?
We did their MySpace for free.
No way.
Let us do it for free, and let us just tell people we did it, and we wanted to put our logo on it. They were like, "Go ahead."
Wow,
and
that was it.
Once we put that logo on, every band was like, "Do my profile, do my profile," but we were charging them money.
Because I remember MySpace was a little tough to get that profile to look professional.
Ours was dope, man.
Yeah, but it wasn't easy. Seriously, I remember I had a MySpace page. I have no idea why, but I did have one, and MySpace didn't look good.
We made it.
No,
look
MySpace.
good,
I'm saying
your space.
MySpace.
Okay,
Yeah. MySpace looked nasty. It was just like a real bad one.
No,
But-
ours were killer, man.
Yeah,
we
good
figured
for
it
you.
out. All the coding.
yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
It was really cool.
Very cool. So you go from that, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, we're moving out of New York. We're going to move Berks County and start this.
Well, I went to Florida first.
Okay,
That didn't
stop
work
in
out
Florida
for a
first.
year.
That's fine.
Yeah, and then my wife did research. She's like, Wilson School District is pretty good.
Is that what brought you here?
Wilson School District first. We were supposed to move to Stroudsburg, I think, first.
Yeah, Stroudsburg, yeah.
And we were going to put the deposit down in the apartment got rented out from underneath us.
Get out.
And my wife was like, I got one more place, but it's like half hour more away from New York. We checked it out. We came down here and we liked it. We were on State Hill, those Madison apartments on State Hill.
Yeah.
Went to Olive Garden by the Target, talked to a waitress and said, would you rather move here or up there? Literally, I swear to you, not
Oh
lying.
my
And
gosh.
she was like,
That's what I call research.
she was like, down here's better because there's things to do.
Yeah,
So based
yeah.
on the waitress and we
Well,
liked the
Stroudsburg
area.
was nothing against Stroudsburg,
No.
but there's not a whole lot. At the time, I don't think there'd be a whole
and that
lot.
was like,
done.
it's over 10, 12
Yeah.
years now. Yeah.
And look what's happened in West Reading since then.
Well, it's great.
It's amazing,
Now
isn't
it's
it?
insane.
I love it.
I love it here. But my wife did the research. It was all because of her. We're here.
Well, what's interesting is, a lot of people end up here because of Wilson schools. And obviously we have a lot of great school districts in the county and all that, but Wilson is one of those that attracts because of the sports programs, things like that they have. It's pretty amazing. So you go from that to here in Wyomissing, which is where you are now.
Yep.
Actually, what's funny is people probably don't know this, but that building was actually a building that I owned at one time with somebody else.
Yeah.
And that was a great transaction. It worked out great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I'm glad we passed it on to somebody. Watch the hat. Well, we passed it on to somebody that is taking really good care. It looks really good on the outside,
man.
man. It looks really nice. And that's a great spot.
Great
spot. What's the address? 928?
928.
Yeah, 928 Penn Ave. Yeah, you can't beat that. So, okay. So what's this Universal Records? You worked for them.
For a year, yeah.
And what did you do there?
I was an intern for the president.
Wow.
Yeah. He wasn't the president when I started. He became the president second half of my time there.
Wow. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, Monty Lippman.
Oh, wow.
Cool dude. Yeah.
Very cool.
Met a lot of bands coming in and out. I was there when like Three Doors Down got signed.
Oh, Three Doors Down. Good band, actually.
just
See, I know
wanted-
that one.
I remember they wanted pizza and tickets to a Knicks game.
Oh, wow. That's pretty simple. That wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's cool.
Pretty
man.
easy. Pretty
Yeah, it's
easy.
cool.
All right, so let's go. Let's keep moving on here. So it goes from there. So how did you get into doing the podcast?
Man, I needed a break, dude. Straight up, just I've been doing a lot of marketing, a lot of websites, a lot of all those good things, and I actually went to school for audio recording.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I wanted to make albums.
Oh right,
So, yeah.
right.
So I watched that Metallica video that came out back in the day, and the whole first VHS tape was about them in the studio. But I saw that guy, Randy Staub, doing the 2-inch tape. I was like, I want to do that. So I went to school for it.
Get out
And 20-something years later, I was like, you know what? I can afford to buy a mic and a board like you have.
Yep.
And I was like, why not talk to people?
It's awesome.
And that's what we started doing.
And I think you have the same mics, don't you?
Yeah,
These are
good
great.
mics.
It's a really good mic. And what's
same-
funny is
same
being
arm and everything.
same arms, probably. Yeah. Well, what's funny is it's funny how we both had the audio background because I did too. I was in many studios in New York and Baltimore and different places, and it was always about the sound.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I see a lot of podcasts where I'm like, geez, just spend the extra $150 to $200 on a good mic.
Please.
Yeah, please. Exactly. I'm begging you, please. Right, Hugo?
That's right.
They just don't, and it drives me crazy. I'm like, dude, it's like another $150.
And that's your brand.
Exactly.
Why
It's
would
exactly.
you
That's
not
like
spend
your
the money on the
website
brand?
looking like crap,
Right.
right?
Right. But everything you do is your brand, man.
Yeah. Let's get into brand because that's your.
I love it.
You are Mr. Brand.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll call you Mr. B.
Let's do it.
Mr. B. So yeah, you have a knack for that.
Yeah, I would, well, thank you, man.
Yeah, you
I'm
do.
glad.
You do. You're really good at branding.
Yeah, I love branding. The number one thing you have to remember about branding, I tell everyone, is what do people think about when they hear your name or the name of your company?
Right.
Just say that once, and then how do you want to like represent yourself?
Right.
Like for me, it's like everything I do is about my brand.
Right.
Everything. I get my hair cut every 2 weeks. People think
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
that's not crazy. It's about making sure I always look good because I don't know who I'm going to be in front of.
Yep.
Like literally, I missed the haircut by one day.
Yeah, I'm missing mine this week, and it's going to really bother me.
Yeah,
Because it's funny. The less hair I have, the more it bothers me. Like, because my hair is going away like left and right.
Yes.
I thought sometimes it was the Bernese Mountain Dog losing hair. I think it's me.
No, it's us.
Yeah, it's actually me. I think I'm shedding. But yeah, that's an interesting thing, and I'm the same way. I do mine like every 3 to 4 weeks.
No, you have to. You have to do that. I always try to wear my company shirts. Like this is a brand new shirt we had done.
Oh, I love that.
This is brand new. It's like a retro 80s.
Yeah, I thought it was like an old metal band shirt.
Man, FXV digital design.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
it looks like an
Old
old
school.
it looks like an old Journey.
Man, a good friend of mine, Adam Serrano, did this for us.
Oh, I know that name.
Yeah, he's a great
I know that
artist,
name.
man.
Yeah, I know the
one
name.
of our guests too.
Yeah.
But the brand, it's my face.
Yep, I love that.
But it's making sure everything you do is tip top, man. So like if I'm going to put a podcast out, I'm going to make sure I have a great mic.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to do an event, with clients, I'm going to make sure I hire a videographer and a photographer.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, you have the money, you have, whatever. And I'm like, well, I remember back in the day watching Gary Vee videos.
Oh my God.
And he was always just like, do the things like that. Get a photographer,
Absolutely.
get a videographer, have somebody follow you around all day.
Yep.
And one kid was like, well, it's easy for you to say because you have all the money in the world. He's like, well, work harder so you have the money to do these things like this.
That's right.
And I was like, that's it, bro. But the crazy thing that people don't understand is if you invest in yourself in the beginning, invest all that cash, all that time, put it on a freaking credit card.
Yep.
Do it. It's going to pay.
Absolutely.
I guarantee it. Because just like you sitting here 2 minutes ago saying, you're Mr. Brand, I know I did my job.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love that you, of all people, because you're a brand guy as well.
I love branding.
You have like the best stuff. I actually told my guys before I left, I was like, I'm actually going on a podcast now that is like actually run really well. And it's
I
good.
appreciate that.
I'll
It's nice to hear from you because you do a
it's
good job.
legit.
Yeah, I
And
appreciate
not a lot
that.
of people do that.
Yeah.
There's very few people where we live, Brad,
Yeah.
that actually know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
you're one
And,
of those dudes.
and I would be willing to help. I always say to people, if you want to do this, I would be willing to help out and telling you how to set it up. It's because the more people we have out there, the better. And Hugo, I got to give him, kudos to, because Hugo does an amazing job producing the show, making sure it looks good. He has he has a breathing problem. If you just heard that, and also Hugo's he's buying a house too, which is really cool.
Right on,
yeah,
man.
That's right.
he settles in a couple of weeks. Yeah. So so moving on. So you do the branding thing. What else do you see yourself doing?
Consulting.
Consulting.
Yeah, I want to stop picking up the hammers. I just want to talk to people, talk to whoever needs the help. It's just experience at this point, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a ton of it. I feel like I have a wealth of knowledge to bestow upon people. So I'm hoping in a few years, FXV, hopefully I can pass it on to someone, sell it, something to that effect. Because I just want to start consulting, man.
Just going to companies and kind of just
talk to them, because that part's fun.
Well, it sounds like something that I saw you met with American Crane, I think it was.
Yes.
Is that right? Big company, by the way. That's a huge company, right? From what I remember.
Yep.
It was interesting how you said in there how you like to kind of almost live with them for a little bit. Or you really like to know the people that you're going to brand.
Absolutely.
Because that gives you an edge on being able to, I don't know how to say this, to show who they are in the public. And that was kind of cool. Like it was shown there was like a picture of all of you guys sitting there, and I think you went out to dinner with them or something like that.
Went on a tour of their
And then
facility,
dinner.
went to lunch.
And lunch, which you learn about people when you do that.
Oh yeah, you learn a lot about people when you go out and eat.
That they keep their mouth open when they're eating, and stuff like that. They're spitting food out, and you're like, what a slob, It's like no,
You
but
learn
that's
about all of them. You learn about all
absolutely
their little,
Are they?
idiosyncrasies
You find out
and
they're
all that.
compulsive. Are they this? Are they that? Are they?
And that will tell you about a person, how
Exactly.
how the relationship that you're going to have with them will go.
Yes,
Once
exactly.
you learn more about that person.
Yeah. See, I like that part. You really dig in.
You have to. Let me tell you something.
No, you don't have to. There's people that don't.
No, you have to. You have all these people and all these companies coming out now that all do marketing.
Yeah.
Everybody does marketing now.
Yep.
Everybody does digital marketing. I see a lot of it. And that's all fine and dandy. Go for it, man. I mean, who am I? I'm not the marketing guy.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it. But if you want to do it right, how can you sit there and promote a company you don't know anything about?
Right.
You don't know anything about it.
Right.
I'm sorry, you don't.
Yeah, I get
So how do I learn about a company? When somebody's hiring you to do their social media, you need to produce content that shows their culture.
Yeah.
How do you do that? By what? Just getting an email one day saying, hey, we do this and we're going to put it out for you.
Yeah.
No way, man. You have to live that culture. You have to go to all their events. You have to go hang out with them once a month. You have to go and support them. If they have kids going to certain games, go to their kids' games. It sounds like a lot, but when you start doing that over time, you learn about these people and realize how they run things.
Yeah.
Then the content that comes out is great. Everything is great. Everything is naturally better, where it's almost like there's no energy spent on it. Like it's not like you're like struggling.
Yeah.
It just happens naturally.
Yeah. Organically, naturally. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. You know, it's an interesting point. And there was, I listened to Ed Milet a lot. I don't know if you listen to him a lot. Very, very good, great thinker of our time right now. And he talks about how, you know, sometimes we should also, if we didn't have ears, if we could just not have ears for a little bit and stop listening to what people are saying and watch what they do. Because it's interesting, he said, when we listen, they're saying things that sometimes don't make sense for what they're actually doing. Like their actions are very important because that's really what they believe. So if somebody says, oh, I love doing this, love doing that, yet you watch them, let's just say they say, oh, you know what, I'm green and I care about the earth. But you watch them walk down the street and they throw a piece of paper on the ground. You know what I mean? So which one do you believe?
Right.
Do you believe what they said or do you believe are by their actions?
Absolutely.
You know, so I thought that was pretty cool. And that's kind of like you're watching these people do these things in their business. And that gives you say, okay, that's really what's going on.
Right.
That's what's going on.
And then you actually get to see what they need.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because I mean, literally American Crane, they're our clients now.
Yeah, great.
You know, and we saw what they were putting out last month in just socials. So we go and hang out with them as a team. We have lunch. We have a meeting with them. We talk to them. All those great things. In 1 month, we had an increase across the board on all their socials and stuff.
Unbelievable.
Just because we sat there and just listened and tried to see what they're all about.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not selling cranes here.
No.
I'm not selling cranes.
No, you're not.
I'm selling
cranes.
a culture.
Yeah,
I'm selling a brand that's
absolutely
USA made, baby.
Yep. That's awesome too, which I love. USA all the way, man. Yeah. One more thing before we end up here. If I'm a new company and I'm coming out and I got to start branding, I need to do a website, I need to do all these things. What do we do first and where do you start?
Website, man.
Website.
Because everything that you do goes there.
That's it. That's the brochure of today.
That's it.
Right?
I mean, think about it. You know, when you're networking or selling, you can be in front of that person and you and I can look great, haircuts, shoes, the whole nine. We're only in front of that person for that little bit of time that we have with them. When they're looking online for whatever you're trying to sell, your website's the salesman.
Absolutely.
You know, and if that's not tip top and always working and at its peak performance, how do you expect to accomplish anything?
Amazing, right?
You know,
yeah. Well, you're doing a great job with it. I looked at your website, saw all the different people you're working for or working with, I should say. Thanks for getting on the show. And
thanks for having me.
I was bull crap in the beginning. He didn't hold back. He was actually right there and said, "Yeah, let's do it." So I appreciate you being here. FXV Digital, is that what it's called?
That's it, baby.
FXV Digital Design. 928 Penn Avenue, I know that. How else do they get in touch with you? You tell me.
FXVdigital.com website.
That's it. Oh, so you do a website for yourself?
Oh, yeah. I got one of those.
Awesome, man. Great conversation. I really appreciate you being here, man. Keep it up, all right?
Thank you.
All right, cool. There you have it. Freddy Vasquez. That was great. He finally made it to the studio. That's just amazing. That's about it. See you next Thursday at 7 p.m. All right, we're out of here. Are your kitchen and bathroom remodels a little overdue? Well, now's your chance to call First Response Contracting. John Sellers will take care of you. 484-256-7136. They do residential and commercial, and they're licensed and insured. Give them a call at 484-256-7136.